in welcoming student-elected trustee Mao Yi.
Welcome, new students. My name is Mao Yi, and I'm a native of China. I'm one of 2 student-elected members of Cornell Board of Trustees, which is the highest level of university governance. You may be surprised to hear that students can be elected as trustees, and that trustees encourage student participation in how Cornell is run. You are now students of one of the greatest universities in the world. I congratulate you, and I congratulate your parents. You are English majors and engineers. You are Tennesseans and Texans. You are local Ithacans and international students from all corners of the country and the globe. You are able to come here to this world-class institution. That is not an overstatement. Here, you will receive a world-class education. Here, you will find a place for imagination, a place to explore your potential and your passion, and a place to grow from the exchange of knowledge between fellow students whose ideas, upbringings, and knowledge and background may be quite different from your own. Every single one of us have a story. A home left behind, a teacher who inspired us to study, and a feeling of apprehension about college, about Cornell, this new big thing. In the 2 years since I first came to Ithaca, I can honestly tell you that I have found a place that has furthered my dream and far exceeded my expectations. My dream is to take a leadership position in university governance in China. When I came here, I was very interested in discussing with students, faculty, and administrators about the role students have to play in university governance. One day, an administrator approached me and encouraged me, Mao, to move a step closer to your dream, why not run for trustee? My initial response was, oh! What is a trustee? So I googled the word and found out that it meant the president's boss. So I thought, oh, that's something good. I like the sound of that. I wanted to serve, but my chance looked dismal. I was a new student. I was a foreigner. I only had 2 Facebook friends. And one of them was my wife. I decided to run anyway and spend most of my campaign listening to students, faculty, administrators, anyone who was willing to talk. Things started to change for me. I didn't just survive the campaign. Against odds, I won. And I even made 100 more Facebook friends. After the results came in, my parents read about it in the most widely circulated newspaper in China, the People's Daily. I had become the first mainland Chinese person ever elected as a trustee at an Ivy League institution. So my story demonstrates that there is no limit to what you can achieve here. 72 years ago, our founder, Ezra Cornell, established this university with what was a radical notion in his era. I would found an institution where any person can find instruction in any study. Even today, we continue to work to build a Cornell where any person can tap his or her potential, independent of their background. We are all representative of Ezra Cornell's dream once we arrive here. Last year, I was preparing for an interview by the Chinese Central TV station, the biggest TV station in China. I struggled with how to best express Ezra Cornell's dream to 300 million Chinese audience members. At last, I had an epiphany. Actually, our motto is closely related to 2 most famous things by Chinese Asian thinker Confucius. The first saying by Confucius is 有教无类, meaning, in education, there is no class distinction. Confucius developed and followed a need-blind admission system, accepting students from different backgrounds so that education would not be a privilege for just a few people. The second one, 因材施教, stated that students must be educated based on their interests, potential, and passions. These are the overarching goals to which Ezra Cornell dedicated our university. Although Ezra Cornell and Confucius never met, each man devoted his entire life to the same goals. I then realized that as human beings, despite our diversities in gender, nationality, sexual orientation, religion, and the color of our skin, we have 99% in common. I first came to Cornell to appreciate the difference and the diversities between us. Yet, ultimately, we must acknowledge our similarities. All of us share the same dream. The only difference is in the way we express that dream. I believe that human understanding is a process of self-help as much as it is one of empathy. Therefore, understanding people from different cultures help you to understand your own. In respecting people from a different background, we learn to respect ourselves. Our world is very different from the times of Ezra Cornell and Confucius. From the farthest reaches of geography, background, and understanding, we are able to come together to study, to live, and to form a single community called Cornell. Your experience here will provide you unique opportunities to discover different cultures, and more importantly, to find the links and connections between different cultures. While we reflect on what has been achieved by those pioneers, it is far more important for us to think about what we can do to shape the future. In this sense, we're one university with one dream. I wish you all the best, my fellow students. Thank you.
Thank you, Mao. I would now like to introduce the Cornell University Chorus and Glee Club, directed by Scott Tucker, who will perform a But Me.